Magandang buhay! Now, we're going to continue yung discussion natin about the sum and product of a quadratic equation. So, last time, tinuruan ko kayo kung paano kunin yung sum and product ng quadratic equation. Right? So, let's have a review on that. So, we have here a quadratic equation in standard form, which is ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0, right? So when getting the sum of the roots of a quadratic equation, meron tayong fina-follow na formula. And ito yung negative b over a, right? So dito ang gagawin lang natin is check the linear term, which is b. So, kapag kinuha natin yung sum, that's the opposite. So, kung positive yung b mo dito, magiging negative yan. Over the value or the coefficient of a. Okay? So, when getting the product naman, we have the formula na c over a. So, tandaan, may relationship yung sum and product of the roots ng isang quadratic equation sa kanyang coefficients. So, pag sinabi natin coefficients, these are A, B, at saka C. So, may mga relationship yan dun sa sum and product ng roots. Sum and product ng roots ng isang quadratic equation. Okay, so ito yung formula natin. For the sum, we have negative b over a. And for the product, we have c over. Pag sum, given this quadratic equation, makikita ang sum dito sa ating linear term. So tandaan nyo, pag kinukuha nyo yung sum, tignan nyo yung linear term, at kapag yan, ang value ng a mo is greater than 1, divide mo lang to ng a. So that is b over a, and then get the opposite. So, ulitin ko, get the opposite kapag sum. Opposite ng linear term. Opposite sign ng linear term para makuha mo yung sum. And for the constant term, ang kailangan mo lang dyan is this one. So, syempre kung ang a mo is greater than 1, divide mo yan ng a. So, ito niya na magiging product mo. So, the product is in the constant term. Okay? So, yun yung mga tatandaan nyo. No? For the linear term, yun yung sum. Always get the opposite sign, then divided by a. Tapos, for the constant term naman, yun yung magiging product mo. Then, divided by a. Don't forget to divide it by a kapag ang a mo is greater than 1. Kapag yan, 1 ang a mo, walang problema. Okay? Now, ito naman, ang gagawin lang natin dito is given ang sum and product of the roots of the quadratic equation. Okay? So, ngayon, ang gagawin lang natin is gawin lang to, we're going to write this in standard form. Gagawin lang natin yan in quadratic equation na naka-standard form. Okay, so write the quadratic equation in standard form given the sum and the product of the roots na 9 and 20 respectively. So here, the sum ay 9 and the product is 20. Right? So, saan natin makikita ang sum in the given quadratic equation? So, makikita mo yan sa linear term. And this is for the constant term. So, ang gagawin mo lang is, sulat mo lang yan, x squared, opposite ng sum. So, kung susulat lang natin yan, ganito lang yan. Ax squared plus bx, diba? Plus c equals 0. So, automatic, this is your sum, the opposite, and this is your product. Yan. So, automatic dito, dahil hindi yan naka-fraction, 1 ang value ng a mo dyan. So, magiging x squared lang yan. Tanggalin na yung a kasi automatic 1 yan. Basta't whole number ang sum and product. Next. Sum natin dito, ang given natin is 9. That means, get the opposite of 9. That will give us negative. So, negative 9x. And the product is 20. So, plus 20 equals 0. This is now our quadratic equation. So, yun yung sagot natin. For number 1. Diba? Napakadali. So, ngayon, try naman natin yung number 2. Given ang sum na 5 and the product which is 6. So, kapag hindi yan fraction, kapag yan ay whole number, automatic the value of A is 1. Okay? So, kung isusulat lang natin yan, we have x squared. Opposite lagi. Pag sum, opposite ha. So, kung positive 5 yan, magiging negative 5x lang yan. And the product is positive 6. So, positive 6 to equals 0. This is now the answer for number 2. So, standard form ha. When you write your quadratic equation, kailangan nakaset yan in standard form. Let's have number 3. Write the quadratic equation in standard form given the sum and the product of negative 6 and negative 7 respectively. So that means, ang sum mo dyan is negative 6 at ang product mo is negative 7. So sum and product of the roots ang mga ito, no? So, kaya nga may word na respectively, that means kung ano yung nauna na sinabi dito, din yung, kung ano yung nauna din na number, yun yung tinutukoy niya. So we have negative 6 and the product is negative 7. Okay, so since ang given natin sum and product ay whole number, that means ang value ng A mo is 1. So when writing your quadratic equation, we have x squared. So get the opposite of the sum, opposite of negative 6 is positive 6. So positive 6x lang yan. Bigyan mo lang ng x. Then, for the product, we have negative 7, kaya negative 7 lang to, equals 0. So, this is now our answer. Okay, now let's have number 4. What is the standard form of the quadratic equation given the sum and the product of the roots na 7 over 2 and negative 2 respectively? So, that means ang sum mo is 7 over 2 and the product is negative 2. Okay, so kung isusulat natin yan, in the quadratic equation, we have x squared. So get the opposite. So automatic this is for the linear term and this is for the constant term. Okay, for the linear term, ang sum natin is positive 7 over 2. So what's the opposite? So the opposite there is negative. Kasi positive yung sum natin, so that means negative to. 7 over 2. And then, sulat lang yung x. And then for the constant, ang constant natin is the product. So we have negative 2 equals 0. So kung isa-set natin yung standard form, we need to eradicate yung fraction. So para mawala yung fraction dyan, ang gagawin lang natin is get the LCD. Sulat ko muna yan, i-rewrite ko lang ha. Get the LCD ng mga terms mo. So dito, this is over 1, this is over 1. So ang ating LCD niyan, so since 1 to, 2 ito, tsaka 1 yan, ang LCD ng mga yan ay, so syempre mag-meet yan sa 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4, so and so forth. 2, 4, 6. So, ano yung least common nila? So, ang least common, mauuna silang mag-meet sa 2. So, ang LCD is 2. Okay? So, ngayon, ang gagawin lang natin dyan, once na nakuha mo ng LCD, yun ang imumultiply mo sa buong equation mo. Yan. So, imumultiply natin itong equation natin ng LCD. Ang LCD is 2. So, multiply lang natin yan. Ulitin ko, this is your LCD, ha? So, multiply lang natin yan. 2 times x squared, ang makukuha natin ay 2x squared. Kasi, this is 1 eh. 2 times 1 is 2. And then, x squared. Write mo lang yun. Then 2 times negative 7, that will give us negative 14 kasi 2 times 7 is 14 over 2, i-rewrite lang yung 2, then x, i-rewrite. Next, 2 times negative 2, that will give us negative 4. Equals, syempre, kung i-multiply ko to, 2 times 0, 0 pa rin. Okay? So, bakit may fraction pa rin? So, ang gagawin lang natin dyan is simplify this fraction. Yan. So, rewrite lang natin yung 2x squared. Negative yan. 14 divided by 2, the answer is 7x. Minus 4 equals 0. So, this is now our quadratic equation in standard form. So, ganun lang ang pagtanggal ng fraction dun sa mismong equation natin. So, get the LCD and then multiply the LCD dun sa mismong quadratic equation. Now, let's have number 5. Same lang siya sa number 4. Okay, so what's the standard form of the quadratic equation given the sum and the product of the roots na 1/3 and 6 respectively? So here the sum is 1 over 3 and the product is positive 6. Okay, so when writing this, ulitin ko, pag sum, that means the linear term. Kapag product, that's the constant term. So, dito sa linear term, always get the opposite na sign. Okay, so write this. So, x squared. So, opposite of 1/3, opposite na sign ng 1/3 is negative. So, 1 over 3x. Then, the product is positive 6 equals 0. Now, set natin yan in standard form. So, ibig sabihin, kailangan maging whole number yung 1/3. So, para maging whole number yung 1/3, we need to get the LCD. Okay, so ang LCD niyan, so automatic, this is 1 over 1 yung mga yan. Kapag walang denominator, automatic, the denominator is 1. Okay, so ang LCD natin yan is, ang denominator nito is 1 at saka ito ay 1 parehas lang. And then, yung denominator nito is 3. So, saan sila unang mag-meet kapag kinuha yung common multiples nila? So, skip counting lang. Stop ko na dito kasi kikita ko naman na una silang mag-meet sa 3. So, ang LCD natin dito ay 3. So, yung LCD na yon, yun yung i-multiply natin sa buong equation natin. Yan. So, multiply lang natin yan ng 3. Kasi yun ang LCD natin. Okay? So, multiply it. 3 times 1x squared, that will give us 3x squared. Next. 3 times negative 1 over 3, that will give us negative 3 over 3x. Last, 3 times positive 6, that will give us positive 18. Equals 3 times 0, that will give us 0. Okay, so ngayon, we have 3x squared minus, what is 3 over 3? 3 divided by 3 is 1x. So kapag 1x na yan, tinatanggal na natin yung 1. X na lang yan. So, sulat lang natin ulit kasi 3 over 3 is 1. Right? So, 1x or simply x plus 18 equals 0. So, this is now the quadratic equation set in standard form.